America is not a racist country.
Testimony resuming today in the federal hate crimes trial against Ahmaud Arbery's killers, Gregory and Travis McMichael, along with their neighbor William Roddy Bryan, pleading not guilty, saying race did not motivate them to chase and kill the unarmed black man jogging through their neighborhood. But today's testimony has explosive evidence pointing to a history of racism and hate. Our Haley Mason live in Glenn County right now. And the first person called to testify, an FBI intelligence analyst. Good afternoon, Haley.
Karen, good afternoon. Today's testimony from that forensic expert with the FBI has been disturbing and the most detailed by far, pointing to very specific examples of each defendant expressing hatred for African Americans and in some cases a desire to kill them. You can see the Arbery family commenting on this across the street outside the federal courthouse right at this hour as court is just broken for recess, for lunch recess. The Department of Justice, though, has pulled years of text messages, Facebook posts, and private messages that show repeated evidence that each defendant associated African Americans with being criminals and expressed desire to harm them with guns and cars. There's excessive use of the N-word and other racial slurs today. Travis McMichael, for example, in many text messages and social media posts talked about how he hates N-words, saying they ruin everything. He posted about killing black people with his shotgun. In one post, he even wrote he keeps his shotgun loaded with high point fives and could blow a hole through someone. Then going on to call black people criminals and subhuman savages, asking people to run over local Black Lives Matter protesters with their cars. Greg McMichael also posting about a gun in one hand is better than an entire police force on the phone, referring to African Americans as the N-word and criminals. Roddy Bryan, just a few days before the shooting, found out his daughter was dating a black man and was very upset, saying she doesn't care about herself and we don't care about her. He repeatedly called the MLK parade the monkey parade, calling black people boot lips and the N-word. The DOJ bringing up all of this evidence to show that they supported vigilantism and racism. Listen to the Arbery family spokesperson on this comment.
We saw the interviews with Mr. McMichael, Greg McMichael, where he's laughing and making jokes about purchasing guns and refers to Ahmaud just like he's talking about nothing. Where is the remorse?
An arm wine in court sitting next to Marcus Arbery had to console him. Her arm stayed wrapped around him through most of the testimony as he shook his head and hung his head as he heard some of these very disturbing details come out about the inner thoughts and conversations from the defendants. We took a lunch break for an hour. We'll be back with more testimony from the next witness in this afternoon's hearing. Reporting live outside the federal courthouse in Brunswick, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
All right, Haley, thanks so much.
Oh boy, these three got a lot of nerve talking about black people are criminals. Yeah, well, your asses are in jail for the rest of your life. Who's the criminal now? Right. So the FBI was able to compile all kinds of information on these dudes saying racial slurs on the regular, y'all. Every day they were using all kinds of slurs against black people. They even got them having a desire to kill black people. Man, tack on another life sentence. Let them sit there with a double life sentence, as far as I'm concerned. So, according to ABC News, prosecutors said Arbery's lynchers had histories of making racist comments or using racial slurs in text messages. And if you listen very closely, you can hear a faint sound of black people collectively failing to go, what? I'm not surprised about this. I suspect many of them do it, but these knuckleheads did it so excessively. The FBI was able to obtain all kinds of info on these dummies. Folks at this point saying these murderous white men regularly use racist things And they like saying Donald Trump's tan makes him look orange. Well, everybody was saying that actually. It's like throwing a ball in the air and then writing a headline. Yep, that came down. So the McMichaels probably woke up to an alarm clock that was just a digital voice repeating the N word, and they used the ER on the end until they hit noose. Sorry, I meant snooze. Woo! And this was the first day of their trial, y'all, and all of this came out on the first day. This all came out on the first day. Another one found this revelation surprising. Also, watched the Super Bowl halftime and said, "You know what? I'm starting to strongly suspect." Oh well, that we're not talking about the Super Bowl. So this is really bad, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. So people are saying just throw these killers under the jail and be done with it already. But you know what? They're so emboldened when they were free. Trust me, they ain't gone around those black inmates up in there and using all these slurs. Trust me on this. They ain't gonna do it. Okay. It's just like that Edward Cagney Matthews here in New Jersey. He ain't running his mouth in behind bars to them black inmates. Oh no, they ain't doing that. They ain't that damn brave. They're not. They ain't talking all this old big mouth N-word stuff all up in there. They're not. So that's what people are saying. Throw them under the jail. So it don't help if you are in a hate crime trial and everything you said on a regular basis had the N-word. It may not look so good to a jury, if you know what I mean. But that's embarrassing. This is an FBI agent that got up on the stand and he was able to obtain so much of them using all three of these men using the N word. It was not even funny. That's embarrassing for them. But you know what? It couldn't happen to better people. Keep these varmints behind bars and don't let them go to no federal jail because it's easier. Keep their butts right there on the state level because that's where the crime took place. You shouldn't be getting no easy way to go. Mm-mm. Throw the book at them for real. But y'all, please tell me what you think about what came out on the first day of this hate crime trial. Look like the McMichaels and Brian. Mm, I say give them double life. Even if we know they're not going to live a double life, give it to them anyway. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.